Okay guys, welcome to this tutorial on multiplying and dividing fractions. So I've got a number of questions. I think there's 4 questions here. Some of them are pretty hard, but they're not so bad. But fair warning that there is lots of factorizing. So if you need to brush up on that, then go watch some videos on that. Okay, but essentially the aim is to factorize the terms individually as far as we can, and then to use cross-canceling to simplify the fractions. And again, don't be scared of fractions. Okay, let's look at the first question. Okay, so factorizing the first term, we get x minus 2, x minus 3. Okay, I'll explain the first one. Okay, we need to, x times x gives us our x squared. Our minus 2 times minus 3 gives us our positive 6. And then x times minus 3 plus minus 2 times x gives us a negative 5x there. But again, if you aren't comfortable doing that, then I suggest you go watch the previous videos. Okay, factorizing the bottom using dots, we get x minus 2, x plus 2. And we have times, I'm pulling out an x there, so we have x plus 2. All over, again using dots, we're getting x minus 3, x plus 3. Okay, and by dots I mean difference of 2 squares. Okay, when multiplying, we're able to cross cancel. So this x minus 2 cancels with this x minus 2, this x minus 3 cancels with that x minus 3, x plus 2's cancels, and our final answer is therefore x over x plus 3. And there we go. Okay, looking at the next question, the first thing I want to deal with is this negative sign. So how do we get rid of this? We need to invert the next term. So by invert, I mean we take the top term, which is this term, and take it to the bottom, and we take the bottom term, which is this term, and move it to the top, and change the sign to a multiplication. So what does that look like? X squared plus x. So we leave the first term, x squared minus 2x minus 3. We change it to a multiply, and we have x squared minus 4x plus 3 all over 1 minus x squared. Okay, so why this works is, okay, so this is just a bit of theory or background. So if you don't want to watch this, then just skip through the video a bit. Okay, but essentially what this means is we have x squared plus x over x squared minus 2x minus 3 divided by, so a big division bracket, 1 minus x squared over x squared minus 4x plus 3. So we want to get rid of this denominator. So to get rid of it, we multiply by the inverse, which is x squared minus 4x plus 3 over 1 minus x squared. And what we do at the bottom, we have to do at the top. So we multiply it by x squared minus 4x plus 3 over 1 minus x squared. Okay, so we multiply the top and the bottom by the inverse. And that way these cancel, so we're left with 1 at the bottom, and we're left with what we have here. Okay, but you don't need to know that entire process. You can just know when you see a division sign that you invert the next term. Okay, now we're going to go into factorizing. So we have x, I'm going to pull out that x, so we have x plus 1. Okay, factorizing the bottom, we have x minus 3, x plus 1 times. Okay, so I can see that I have an x plus 1 here. So I'm going to introduce a negative sign here. Okay, and then I'm going to change the bottom to x squared minus 1. Okay, and then I'm going to write the top as it is. Okay, what this allows me to do is I'm going to leave the first thing. Okay, and then minus sign, I'm going to factorize this bottom one using difference of 2 squares. Because now what I can do is I can cancel things like this with that. But I'm going to factorize the top as well. X minus 3, x minus 1. Okay, cool stuff. So now things cancel quite nicely. Those cancel each other, these cancel each other, these cancel. And our final answer is equal to a minus, don't forget that negative sign right there, x over x plus 1. And that is the final answer. Okay, looking at this next question, the first thing I'm going to do is deal with the brackets. So I want to simplify the brackets. So we have a minus sign right here. So let's get an LCD, which would be x times y. Okay, so to get xy at the bottom, we need to multiply the first term by x minus and the second term by y. Okay, I'm going to use square brackets divided by, and again, get an LCD of x cubed y cubed, and I'm going to get x cubed minus y cubed. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of that divide by introducing a multiplication and inverting the next term like we did previously. Okay, and I'm going to write this term as it was, or actually I'm going to multiply it out. Okay, so multiply that x into the bracket gives us x squared plus x minus y squared minus y all over x, y. Okay, this x cancels with one of these, leaving a squared. This y cancels with one of these, leaving a squared. Okay, now I'm going to bring the squared terms together. So I'm going to get x squared minus y squared plus x minus y, and that's over nothing. And that is multiplied by this top term. That's x squared y squared. And we have x cubed minus y cubed. So let us factorize that. So we know we're going to have x minus y. We're going to have an x squared, and we're going to have a positive y squared. The middle term that we get is minus y x squared. So what do I need to, so I need plus y x squared. So what do I need to multiply x by to get that term? I need a positive x y. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this top term as this. So I'm going to factorize that. So that's going to be x minus 1, x minus y rather, x plus y. I'm going to write this as plus 1 times x minus y, because that's what it is. And that's all multiplied by x squared y squared. And that's all over x minus y, x squared plus xy plus y squared. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to pull out an x minus y from this top term. So I'm left with x minus y, so that goes away, times by, and that goes away, times by x plus y plus 1 times x squared y squared all over x minus y x squared plus xy plus y squared. Okay, it's not finished yet, sorry guys. Okay, so now we just cancel these terms, and this is our final answer. X squared y squared times x plus y plus 1 all over x squared plus xy plus y squared. So that is a bit of a nasty one, but if you just go through it step by step, it's manageable. Okay, looking at this last question, again we have a cubed, so let's start by factorizing that. So we have x minus 2 x squared. I know I'm going to need a positive for, that's y, 2y. I'm going to need a positive for y squared. Okay, so I'm going to get a minus 2x squared y, so I'm going to need a positive 2x squared y to cancel that out, and so in the middle I'm going to need a 2xy. Okay, if you're not sure how I got there, please go and just revise on your factorizing. Okay, and I'm going to use difference of two squares at the bottom, so x minus 2y times x plus 2y. I'm going to factor out a 2 at the top, so I'm left with x plus 2y, and at the bottom I'm going to factor out a 3, so I'm left with x squared plus 2xy plus 4y squared. And look at that, these two big terms cancel each other, which is very nice. These two terms cancel, and x plus 2y cancels with x plus 2y, leaving us with a final answer of 2 over 3. Okay, and that is the final answer. Okay, good stuff, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope this was useful. Again, please, rather than just watching me do the question, pause the video and do the question yourself before checking the video. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys.